What is up, everybody? Can you hear me? This camera looks a little bit better than it actually does on here. All right, I'm going to be out in my garage. I'm going to try to set you guys up where you guys can see all right. Hopefully this will work like it did with my other laptop. Try to get this set up here without losing everything. That's pretty good. All right, let's see if anybody gets on there. If you guys do, that'd be great. Somebody's on there. Go ahead and give me a heads up. Let me know what's up. Let me know if you can see me. I'm going to check this out on my phone. See what's going on. Check the link here. Well, and that's some shit. It's not on there. So let's see. All right. We're testing everything out. Okay. Let me see. Let's share this. Copy the link. Let me edit these here. All right, I'm getting some stuff here in just a second. See if I can get a few people on. I got to update the link there. See if we get anybody on here, man. I'm going to grab a couple supplies. People are getting on. There was a little bit of funkiness going on there. There should be a new link up, so hopefully you guys jump on there. It's your boy, Jake, Monster J. Just going to be trying to build like right in here. It's going to be a little bit backwards, but I got you guys set up on my laptop. This is my little build station, so we're going to grab a few things and start going at it. See if we got anybody jump on. This is the bottom. This is an older. This is from one of the other the V3 specs that I did. So this is just a wing bed. You take the two pieces, you cut them down the middle, and you get you the halves. So that's going to be kind of my starting point there. Let's get all the goodies out that I will need here. So you got your foam, comes in. Again, I'm using already did one. A couple specs in here. Wanted to look for the motor mount. Let's see if anybody jumps on. So this is the motor mount here. I've kind of adapted mine to work, but we're going to make this thing happen. Just checking the motor mounts. A couple extra little motor mounts here. So good to go. So all I'm going to really need right now is the foam. I'm going to keep everything kind of close. Probably going to end up putting everything together, sparring it, and see what's happening. What's up, people? If you're there, you can see me all right. Go ahead and give me a little thumbs up or what's up. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, it's a webcam, dude. Does it look like crap? Jeff, is that video really bad? Yeah. Just going to have to work. This little laptop that I got is kind of going to be my work laptop for most of my drone stuff, my wing stuff, and all that kind of hula. It's kind of a basic laptop. Can you hear me okay, Jeff? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, so just grabbing a few supplies of what I need. No, we're not going to be using a DeWalt drill. Just got my handy dandy old school hot glue gun, some E6000. I'm going to plug this in so it starts warming up. You know, a lot of people, I've built quite a few spec wings, so there's I don't know if there's an art to it or what it is, but I've kind of grown up in the racing world of RC, and lighter's usually faster. So try to get a few things light. I'm going to use very little hot glue. A lot of it's going to be goop. And then the spar is going to be all Starbond. So I'm hooking up. What's up, Wayne? We win. Tell the rain to go away. I hear you, dude. I'm just trying to keep my light on in here, man. I don't know if you guys know me or not, but my light will like poof go out on me every once in a while. So, so you got your wing cores. Ooh, this one still got the pins in it. So I always keep all my pins. I got a little pin cushion, a little spare piece of foam. Put my pin cushions in it. It's kind of cool to hang on to them, make sure that you don't lose them, and then you can always use them later on. So I'm not gonna say that this is the best way to build a wing. This is the way that I build my wings. It was brought up in an earlier post about trying to hit that 600 gram mark. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but using light components and stuff like that is key. So I'm going to kind of show you guys just my build techniques. Try to maybe help somebody out. So hopefully you guys keep up. Hopefully I can speed up. I'm going to try to do this as fast as I possibly can. So just your basic goop. I use These are like cutoffs of the winglets. I'm sorry, the elevons. I say good. It's got good straight flat edges and all that kind of stuff. So I use that to kind of spread the goop and all that. So the first thing, I mean, you take your wing cores and you've got a wing bed here. So it helps hold everything flat and together. One thing that I try to do is what I do is I do a little bit. So I'm going to walk you through what I do first. I do a little bit of hot glue on these edges, just a little bit, just enough to hold it together and keep it in one place. So what I've found is that the goop is going to act more of a bonding agent than the hot glue. So the hot glue just holds it still while the glue is drying. So we're putting that in there. One little thing, I might, this thing's still warming up. This is an old school, but the son of a bitch gets hot. Yeah, so I put a little bit of hot glue in there, and then I'm going to push it together. And then what that does is it holds it in place. And then I'm going to take a little bit of goop, run it on the top piece, bottom piece, and kind of go from there. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start prepping my elevons for cutting. So I don't know if I touched on it. I've done it in different videos, but so you've got two elevons. I don't know if you guys can see, but you've got a flat side there. This is your flat side. This is your curved side here. So what I've always done, and like people get confused a little bit, but when you hold that one side flat, you want to have it open on the bottom. So obviously that's not open right there. It's pretty flat across this top piece here. But if you take it, and you can put this on a table, whatever, but if you take it and you get that side flat, trying to give you guys the best view here, you've got this opening that's happening right here. So that's going to give you your movement for down whenever you're working. So these are the tops. So whatever you want to do, that's going to be your top. The other side, however you want to work it. But generally what I will do is take each one, and I just got some random stuff here. You can do this a number of ways, but this is just getting my edge lined up. So I'm going to run this as straight as I possibly can. You guys can't see that. All right, let me try it over here. So as close to level as I possibly can. I'm going to watch this edge here, and I want to come back and make sure I'm clearing that corner. So I'll line this up, and then I'm going to draw my line. That one stays there. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to line this up. Draw my line. Okay, so that I've got it inside this wing area here. I'll probably end up cutting that a little bit on the inside of that black mark, but just to get it lined up right. I always focus on just one elevon, because once you get one done, I'll show you. You flip it over, then you mark it here. So I might just put a little T in here in the void space. Then the other thing that I do is I will measure, since this is the inside here, I go 3/4 of an inch in from that very corner. 3/4 of an inch, I mark it here. And then what I do is I will come up to where I've got 8 inches. So leave that point there. And I'll put that 8-inch mark right here on this line right here. So that's my 8-inch mark right here. So then I go right back to my line. And then we'll cut that out a little bit later on. I will measure, and you can do it here, but so line this thing back up. So FPV WRA, you want to be 6 inches 6 inches from the leading edge. So I mark my 6-inch right here. And what I usually do is I just eyeball this one. I try to make a perfect triangle. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. But I try to make a perfect triangle off of that. And you have a little bit of a flex to it. I'm going to come off a little bit. So there you go. You've got your winglet. You got 6 inches from leading edge to the back of here. And then you catch up here. You got 3/4 of an inch here. 3/4. 8 inches from here to the point. And that should give you a pretty decent elevon. Hopefully you guys can see this all okay. But so I'm just doing that on one of them right now. I'm letting that hot glue warm up. Set this to the side. Throw this guy away. Put that guy away. So now my hot glue gun should be good and warm. So here we go. So now I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of hot glue. I want it here. This is pretty hot stuff. I want to put enough on there that it's not going to be like blistering out, melting the foam. Rub it around a little bit. Try to get on as much surface as possible. Throw it in my wing bed. And then I'm going to line up these spar holes and these edges here. So and all this is really doing is just temporarily holding it together until the goop has a chance to get to it. So I'm pushing these together, pushing down, lining these guys up. And that's going to hold it together there. Hopefully I didn't glue the bottom. Yeah, we're all right. So everything looks pretty good and lined up there. Trying to watch, see if there's anybody catching anything on there. So just checking, making sure it's flat, looking good. And all I do is, this thing's drying. So I'm going to take a little bit of goop, run it up there, up here. I'm going to take my straight edge here. Get nice and down there. I'll work these sides a little bit. Got a little extra goop up there. Might take a little bit here. Rub it up this side. So we get nice coverage on it. And so while that's drying, I can start cutting my elevons. Slide that forward slightly. And I will take that elevon that I started setting up and get a good razor here. And just a good little razor. And I'm going to take my metal here. kind of pull it to the edge so that it comes off just a little bit. One thing that I try to do is try to keep that blade as straight as possible. Just take multiple swipes at it. Tough on me. Pretty sharp razor blade, but can't really tell now. Finally. All right, so I got my straight edge there. You nip these off. There's no real order that I follow. Kind of wiggling on me a little bit here. Remember I told you I'm going to come in just a hair inside of that. Walking on me a little bit. This is crazy. Here goes my light. Try to come at it from a different angle, maybe. break. There we go. All right, finally got her. And then you're going to run this line too. So I hang on to these little pieces right here. They're great for trimming pieces and doing stuff. There you go. Got Elevon number 1. Just kind of size it up a little bit. That looks pretty good. Give me just a little bit of room on this side here. Yeah. So now that I got that piece done, so what I'm going to do is again go to my top. This is my top. This is my top. So I want it to be right like that. So line these guys up. My black marker again. Make sure these are good and lined up here. And make my marks. All right. You got your other cut lines. We're going to see what we got going on here. Yeah, pretty dry. So once you spread it real thin, it gets really, really, really hard. So then you got it all pieced together there. It's pretty firm. Did what it needed to do. So then I'm going to do the bottom side. Because I'm not really adding weight, I'm not going to worry too much. But definitely goop these guys. Let it get into the foam. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my high glue gun. So again, I'm going to let that dry. Push this up a little bit. And this way, just to make sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's the top. That's the top. I got twisted here, man. I got to double check this again. So top go there. Top will go there. Okay. Yeah, I flipped it over. Just making sure. I might try a different. I don't know if this is just difficult or not, but let's use old handy. It's a regular old handy deal here. Hopefully I'm not losing too many people. But line this up. And just trying to keep it as straight as possible on that edge. A little bit of an angle there. All right. I should have pretty damn close to identical. You guys can see that. It's pretty damn close. So from there, I'm just going to sand them down. And I'm probably going to start painting these a little bit just because I want to prep them to get ready to go on the wing. So again, we're just letting this goop dry here. I'm going to come back in and we're going to start sparring. I'm going to throw a couple pieces away and then go from there. I hang on to these good pieces here. So I am going to do a little bit of a design on this one. So my right wing, those should be my tops. So the right one's going to go there. One thing I'm going to do is I want to make a little line straight through the wing. I'm paint these yellow. I want a cool little line straight down this. So let me grab a little bit of tape and letting that dry. What's up, broski? You're checking me out live and on the TV. So I want to do a little, you know what I might do? I might save that one. I just do a little thicker line. Just pick one. I'm picking one of these guys here that I want to go through. All right. I'll rip it off. I don't usually do a lot of design on my specs. Hopefully I don't break that. I want the right wing, and what I want to do is I'm going to line this up so that I can trace it. Let's put a from there. I'm going to color this inside yellow. So let's go like that. So what I'm going to do is that's where I want my line. I want this to be yellow. But what I'm doing is I'm going to make a little wooden section. That's where I want my line there. So trim all that off. So I'm kind of lined up on both sides there. Get this extra off of here. So we're okay. All right, it's okay. You all right? So I'm just cutting off the extra here. So that my right wing will have a little design to it. So that'll be a wood finish here, but then it's going to be a yellow stripe here, and then it's going to be yellow. This is going to be yellow. Just trying to do something a little bit different for this one. So I'm going to start painting this. These guys are still drying. I will be right back. I'm just going to do a little spray painting. Super fluorescent yellow. Well, so I kind of screwed up a little bit. One thing I forgot to do is I forgot to start shaving this. So if I paint this, I'm going to have some problemos. So I've got to take this off. I'm going to have to redo all this. But all right, so that's my top. One thing that I've started doing, I don't call it cheating, whatever, but I started to slightly shave this on a 45-degree angle to help get me where I need to be. When it comes time to sand it. Just taking a little bit off. Not trying to go overboard with this. Just kind of helps initiate that little bend on there. If you guys can see that or not. And we'll sand that and get it down a little smooth. I already started painting, so I'm waiting for that paint to dry a little bit before I start completely sanding this down. So I'm going to take all these little shavings off of here. So you take a little, I take a little sanding block. I usually put them together. I'm going to start on this one since the other ones I messed up and started painting it. I don't know if you guys can even see that. By getting that filed down, I got a nice little smooth edge all the way down. So works out pretty good. Little light sand and a little dust on my wing there, but so we got to sand down the other one before I paint them. I guess I can start painting this one. So now I can actually, well, I'm gonna wait for just a minute. I'm gonna wait for the other one to dry before I do anything else. So I'm just gonna set these guys aside. Oh, my battery's running low. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to have to go get a charger. Hold on 1 second. All right, let me plug in a little charger here. Hopefully not cause a catastrophe. Hang on 1 second. All right. All right, I think we're okay right now. All right. So get some of the stuff out of the way here. Pull this guy back. Yeah, everything's fairly dry, so you got your little gooped areas. Line that up a little bit.